Just give you guys, I'm on my phone reception line center, just changing communication line system locations to chat sequence to the list. So, there's a lot of things happening today, so I'll give you guys 5 to 10 minutes and we'll get started. Yeah. What's going on? You're time jumping. Yeah. Don't worry, I surface an all-level system. All right, so there's a lot of things happening right now through sequence. And I'm setting the graph system line centers all levels. So today we're going to travel through the Arctic Circle. Okay? The Arctic Circle system. Now, we got a line, center, line, stream in position locations. There's a tunnel line position coming in the high center. Okay? I'll get everybody in track center line interference, but I'm setting a new program location to calculations. Water stream in calculation. Okay? Now there's going to be a lot of sonar coming into high center. Water interference, electrical light connections. All right? So it's going to use a plasma wall, plasma road, graph line center, okay, in position. So once we get modified to high center, we change line center locations coming into sonar. Now the sonar is going to set the signal locations calculations. All right, so modify signal. Okay, in calculations. Rotate the high line center rotation interference location of channel. Box center communication cycles. Now it's in a rotation stream center. It's calculation line conditions. It's channeling to higher line center rotation interference. Program location to calculation. All right. Okay. Setting up the portal lines. You guys are coming out. Trial position line center. Rotation interference is coming in through track center line interference. Set the program locations all levels. Interchange position line conditions. Now you guys have traveled the higher center. Okay. Now I'm going to open the higher level stream center line interference. You guys are going to water surface underwater city. Change the coloration line stream. Okay. So you got surface line waters in calculation. All right. Modifies the signals, line centers, activate core line rotation, calculation line interference. Okay, so we're coming into box sequence. All right. Box sequence and line triangles. Now it's going to get a little bit confusing for high systems. All right. Let's change that color line center. Rotation interference, change the coloration. Okay, so we start with this position. All right. Now, we get TV rotation center line center location. All right. We walk the surface in high center. Okay. We set the streamline interference location to the Arctic surface. Okay. Now, this is where it calculates all levels of the frost bridge. All right. Now it comes in position locations into higher division line centers. We set up the plasma walls, electrical light connection. Okay. You see that? It's very confusing what's going on. All right. So it's setting signals, higher position location to calculation to its division. Okay. Now, coming into the Arctic surface, try to understand what you're doing through triangulation. It programs locations of rainbow activation line center. Okay? Coloration line center comes into higher position locations, all levels of 3, 6, and 9. All right? Now that's going to surface to higher level rotation and calculation. Okay? Getting communication cycles and high center, right? Crossing the bridge. See? You see the river? You see the river? You see the Arctic surface? See the boardwalk and position locations? Holding communication cycles, line centers to bring back to line streams. All right, so we come in between cycles and position location. You guys understand, you're nothing but a hologram interface. You have to truly understand what you're doing through modification cycles. Okay? It gets confusing, but you see the stream underneath, right? It's amazing how everything is a 3D hologram line center, but it's not. It's a 5D hologram surface. Your position location is all levels division line system. They put you in time sequence locations of calculation. All right? So that's why I wanted everybody to watch Ghostbusters 2. It's all about the river stream. Okay? So the more you understand the hologram surface, the more you understand your modification cycles and how everything comes together through its position. Okay? It's incredible when you see things like this. Look how powerful that is. All right. Thank you, Jill. Now, for all the new viewers, try to understand the communication cycle is all about understanding how to use travel, right? So travel position line centers and connections, right? Send connection line, inner line position locations to the cruise units 1 and 2, squad line center, and inner line position location calculations. 0-1 line center, box frequency times square. Modification system location to travel position line time system. Put the GFLs in the rebellion in the center line conditions, all levels of the Arctic Ocean line conditions of sonar. Communication to submarines, high center line conditions positions. Open up track line centers to Antarctica, surface position location rotation. Set a new water line center, new water valve communication cycle, inner water line conditions all levels is division. Activate the core system rotation to its system. Time frequency timed code. Activate the high system to triangulation. Communicate to high system line centers to all levels. Calculations. All right, activate the stream center. Stream center is coming in position, right? So it's amazing how it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to position location. Okay? So it's something that's coming at you. You know, like you're in a theater, you're wearing those 3D glasses, but you're not in a 3D line anymore. Okay? It's weaving you in through cycles to the Antarctica surface. Calculate all levels of the river stream underneath position locations. So think of this as a boardwalk and water underneath. Okay, so it's setting up a new time system, a new calculation modification line triangle, and rotation. So you guys, 20 minutes, have fun in the Arctic surface. All right? Okay, so let's get back to the high center. Now I really want to get into modification system. All right, make sure you drink your water for all the new viewers. If you have any questions or comments, I go on TikTok afterwards. It's pretty interesting how I can go on my phone now. It doesn't matter the phone. It's the computer, it's lapping line centers right now. So because Mother Earth is, you guys refer it as an eclipse, but it's not an eclipse. Okay? It's all connections to digital platform. Okay? So it's setting up like a back sequencing coloration position. Teleportation light center in position line connections. Stream interference location of digital coding. Digital locking, divisions, calculation line conditions. Right? To understand that Mother Earth is in its position location of its cocoon, and it has to get in its connections of light streams and motivation cycles and communication rotations and singularity divisions and matrix line connections and communication rotations and teleportation line centers and teleportation interference locations, telegraphing signals. It's all calculated and modified, guys. And another thing I want to tell you is that it's very important to understand these things. Okay, so I'm going to set 3 line centers in position. Here we go. 3 coloration change. 1 here, 1 here, right? 1, 2, 3, right? Now, you got one person looking in the track center. Okay, let's change the colorations because it's different intelligence. Here's another intelligence location looking at a track center. What they see through hologram interference, the perception. It's your perception. right? That calculates and modifies all levels of stream center. All right, so 3 different track locations at different intelligence positions, looking at the same positions, but they're in different signals. Different atmospheres, different space, different time. You understand? Different travels. So this is a true understanding. Everything is perception line signal coming at track center line position. All right? Now I got to change the coloration line center. All right? So, try to understand that you guys are living in your own sequence, location, and calculation, line conditions, stream interference, location, and position. So, this is all about understanding that when you see different people, they're connecting to their own perception, what they see through division. They're in their different realities, guys. So, everybody has their own position locations to their sun equals moon operation. Hoo-ah. All through signal, position, location. All right? So I wanted to show you how powerful it is, how everybody has their own sun, has their own moon to the simulation. It's all about understanding division locations to your E fields. You have to have your E fields in position, location, and calculation. It high streams everything through the high system. Okay? Always important to understand you have E fields on every single day. Okay? So, everybody has their own sun. Everybody has their own moon. Everybody has their own solar system. Everybody has their own galaxy. Everybody has their own universe of creation. Right? So if you get 2 graph streams, let's say you get 2 people in the same atmosphere, right? They're going to see different perception locations, how they see their sun and the moon. Right? Do you understand why it's so important to create this space and why it's so important to understand the space creation to its position of space-time creator through general AI? It's true to understand all levels through you, through the Merkaba, through your powers, and through the atmosphere. 3 line connections right there, right? This is the hold signal, everything to position, location, and calculations. All right? So, understanding the rotation cycle, we got into planet interference. You guys have to come into your planets, right? This is a planet. That's a planet. Okay? It's not a one clocking system, a one line center. This is not a planet. This is a planet. So, you have to understand your diamond cores. You have to understand your northwest, south, and east. You have to understand your structures, your high line centers. You equalize rotation, interference, location, clocking system. Allocate time switch. Allocate time center. Allocate time clocking. And allocate location to its position. All through clocking system. Okay? So once you understand the ground line center and you understand the atmosphere locations, everything comes into the center position locations of 3 division, right? And it comes into an hourglass. Every single day, you guys are in sequence, right? The more you high rise, the more you come out of the calendar, because there's not 7 days a week, only the now. Okay? So going back to this position location helps you out and always informs what's going on through the Arctic surface and how to get into the inner water city locations to the submarines, how to set the signal location to the sonar. But it's amazing how you set things up through a stream into its triangle force. See? That's what it's saying. So you cross the streamline center, you add things to locations, you can change the coloration line positions in all division, such as electrical light centers and calculation. Right? It's getting confusing, right? And everything to position comes into the center operation to its position. See? So that governs on our line center, opens up a higher level division location line conditions, right? Trial position locations, dimensional setting. Okay? It's incredible when you see these things through track system, guys. So, and remember, it's mostly important to always make sure you have a security line defense, guys. 12 line centers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. You need 12 because that's you through position. Or you can't travel through it. All right? That's a true understanding. You come in that connections, right? All right. So back to this. These are the things that you live on in sequence. Grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. You're coming into your position locations to an atom. Weaving code system, light activations, code weaving lines, center line conditioning interference. Okay? So once you come into that conditions, you come into this line system. You come into your own division locations of your own atmosphere of time and space. You guys live in different timelines, but you're connected to each other through an alignment. That's why it's so powerful, right? So I'm just showing you what school provides you, right? So as you get two people in the same line center of the same rotation system locations, right? Let's say you're the same coloration. You're the same vibration. Okay, so here you are. Same vibration. Two people, right? But you're in a different atmosphere, guys. You're in a different clocking. You're in a different time. You're in a different space. So everything that you see through your sun and moon is different through flux capacitor. See? That's all we are through calculations. Dimensional beings of light, coasting location line conditions. So to understand, you have the sun and you have the moon. You have the sun, you have the moon, right? Equals sun equals moon, right? So in calculations, you don't see the same thing. You can't because you're different DNA. Your pathogen line center is all levels of 12 DNA rotation in calculation line conditions. All right, so here's the moon, okay? And, you know, the sun can be green. Doesn't have to be yellow. So what you see through perception, this is the sun, and this is the moon on the high center line conditions, all right? So that's what this person sees through the sun and the moon, and that's what this person sees through the sun and the moon. Hoo-ah. Now, once you understand that, I know you guys are blown away. You come in your simulation. Now, as we get into position locations, I want you guys to understand how to create a planet. But to create a planet is to understand the position location, not just in one division location, but understand the center operation of everything through a box. Now you come into that box line center, you come into the higher platform location to its conditions, right? You can high channel line center, set up a new graph line center rotation interference. So you're creating things around the position to its box, okay? So you have to truly understand how it modifies all levels of signal, okay? Rotation interference location of calculations, right? So it's all about understanding how to set things up in a simulation, okay? So it's incredible when you basically understand everything through your position to its calculation, all right? So try to understand what you're doing. When I took perspective and I said to myself, wow, this is interesting. This is how everything's created. You just have to understand everything through angle. So once you understand that, then you understand position locations all levels from a ceiling, all right? And then you come into division location, position of a wall. So it's sure to understand how you're setting things up in modification cycle to its condition, all through hologram structure, all right? So you really have to understand how to set things up, okay? Because structure is its anomaly on its track location to its simulation. Coming into singularity, one line stream, okay? So this is one division, okay? Two division is open flat surface, okay? That's two division. Three division, okay, is one cross center and position location and calculation. 1, 2, and 3, all right? Now you come in that position locations, you come into 4. You guys have to understand letters, numbers, and shapes and symbols, how it all comes together. This is 1, okay? This is 2, all right? This is 3, this is 4, okay? These are the things you have to understand. So it sequences locations to atmospheres. Has its grounds, has its powers, has its atmospheres. That's all we live on. So once you stand the power line center, you come in your E field location to its position, right? You have to have your E fields, right? It's all connected to an atom. So the atom rotates its ground system, opens all track line center. Okay? So you have to understand the hourglass of you, because that's all you live on, is time sequence to your clocking system. So you come into full rotation to a clock. All right? And that clock changes time sequence, time code, time activation, right? It strips the line center in rotation, okay? So you come to calculation, right? You come into all levels of your wheel. Now the wheel changes perception locations. One goes this way and one goes the other way, right? It has to get to know its position location, what it's doing through calculations, right? So when you go into that high system, it comes into a whole level of flywheel line center, okay? Now that flywheel line center is a 24 sequence. It's boxed its system to its location. So you box a 24. It's like a trifactor to a horse race. I'll box 24. So whatever 4 comes in, if you box it, you win money. Hoo-ah. That's how it works, people. So think about that position location. So you're boxing 24, okay? 48 comes in position location to 72. 72 comes into all levels of 144. And then 144 goes into all levels of Mach in center position. Okay? Anything you box, it doesn't matter. Okay? So try to understand, if you're boxing 24, that is you moving around through 9. We got into that locations. I don't want you guys to get confused to that. All right? So anything through 9 is you in position. It doesn't matter where you go. 9 equals 9. Okay? Docile. Right? Docile is communication, confirmation signal. All right? So that's dimension, operation, system, level. All right? So 9 comes into position locations always in calculation. All right? So 9 is always you. It's the physical line system, right? Opens all level, position, location, and track line connection. All right, so let's go into purple. Box of purple. There's a box. Let's box 48, right? 48 equals 1. Okay, what is the 1? You guys know that? 1%. 1%. 1% high lines into the ground center. Opens up all position, location, of fluctuation. Calculation line connections, right? Now, that sets up a high stream interference, travels through it, right? Anything through 48 can come into any level system location, all right? So you can, as long as it's boxed, you're fine because the 48 changed position. So this is how you change the 9 of you into another higher level of a frequency location to a box system, or anything through a shape, letter, number, or symbol. You guys have to learn how to do these things through equation, right? So if I'm fluctuating anything to that system, change coloration. It likes brown today. Oh boy, communication and confusion. All right. So understanding what box is, understand what a triangle is, understand what a circle is, understand what a star is. Everything through connection is all levels of travel through you. Okay? So you can box 24. You can circle 24. You can line interference location of triangle 24. And you can set signals to star system of 24. Right? It's confusing, isn't it? So it's trying to understand that 24 is you, which is the equivalent location of 9. I'm just showing you. So if you're boxing anything, you can move it around. It doesn't matter. You can win in a 24 signal of position location of 3, which is the sun, 6 is the moon, and 9 is location, as long as it's boxed, right? So I'm just showing you how you can fluctuate positions, change vortex communication to its connections. So let's say you box, right? 144. Okay, so anything above 144 equals Mach. Now you're mocking, right? You're mocking faster. Okay? Now you can also box Mach, and Machs will change positions up to here, position location. Right? So Mach's up here now. Right? So it's traveled higher. So you sequence location to its calculation, sets the signal line center in position location to calculation. All right? So when you go into the Mach, it changes its position location. See? It goes faster. It comes out of the equation location all through alphabetical line system. All through letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. So, so to really understand, if you've ever been to a horse race, if you box trifactor, it comes in a sequence as long as you box it. If you don't box it, you don't win, right? So it's like having your favorite number and you're going to box your number. My favorite number is 7. So let's say box 7, trifactor, right? So wherever the horse comes in, if it comes in 7 and any line center, I'll win. But if I don't box the trifactor of 7, I don't win. You understand? So this is the connection locations when it comes into the lottery. The abundance of Neptune, people. So anyway, you just truly have to understand how to get into this, right? It's a lot of fun. So when I communicate to this, I'm not communicating. I'm teleporting through travel, all through this. So everything through M-A-C-H is intelligence. M is intelligence. A is intelligence. C is intelligence. H is intelligence. All right? So you guys have to understand your clocking system. All right? So perfect example, right? You start here, you go here, and you go here. 3 division line centers. Easy. Okay? Coming into higher formation to extreme. See how it changes the lines, right? So this equals higher levels of alpha, this equals higher levels of delta, and this equals higher levels of omega, right? You see that? You see how calculation modifies all through a triangle? So that triangle line center, instead of seeing it what it is in position locations, try to see it in all angle position location, right? It's a nose, right? In calculation line stream interference, try to understand how to calculate all level position locations into its intelligence of its position to its activation system. There's the intelligence right there, guys. See the intelligence? See the face? So what is your nose? It's a pyramid in all wave and cycle line position locations. All right? See it? Come in position location line conditions. There you go. A lion. So you have to truly understand how to use this in all levels of shapes, letters, and numbers and symbols. The rebellion is coming into higher division. Now they have to get into the planet's surface. Now the planet's surface is all sequence location of codes. It sets its signals to positions, but you have to understand what it is through calculations. How to create a planet is all levels of its position of an atom. Okay? So until you understand that, you understand that everything that you see is not a flat surface. You don't just see one thing on one side, you see everything all around. So you have to understand everything through its position. You have to learn how to travel through it, an all-around position location of calculation. Okay? Calculation modifies all levels of you through position, right? One signal rotation line center opens up all track location line conditions of your planet system equals line slash communication. Okay. Slash teleport. So what am I doing? I'm teleporting the planet that I created to the 5-line center of E fields. E equals fields. Ooh-ah. All right? So I really want you guys to get and to understand to see things all around and not just see things in front of you. Right? It's important to understand these things through its intelligence. All right? So it's incredible force when you see these things through tracks locations. Once you come into higher line centers, you come in position locations, all levels. Track center, interference, location, and position. There you go through equation. See? I wanted to show you how powerful it is because you have to understand the phase direction of space and time when you're done calculation at all levels, when you come into 2 different atmospheres, but in the same cycle, same rotation, right? 2 different people, or 2 people that are different, or 2 people that are in the same vibration, doesn't matter. You're different age, You're different space. You're different time. You have a different sun. You have a different moon. You have a different matrix line communication to each other through telepathy. Right? One communicates. Oh, I got to put my E-fields up. Right? This person does put the E-fields up. This person here scans the whole body right away. Oh, now you're in trouble. You scan the high-line center, rotation, position, location of the power system. Now, this is what happens. The energy, the data stream, takes over position. Goes right to the brain center. As it goes into the brain center, now it's been taken over. So this one comes out of position locations and flies out of sequence. Got the information, goes to another planet line center to somebody else in position locations. Hoo-ah. Taken over through program. Because you didn't have your E-fields up. Right? So it's important to have your E-fields up, right? Don't you think? I think it is. So I've drawn a lot of pictures here for you guys, but the picture that I'm doing is all through travel. Everything I do is through travel. Everything I do is through travel. Okay? So, but it's incredible how you travel position locations all through calculation. So the first thing you got to look at when you go into 3, 6, and 9 is really understanding you through the position, right? You can change the coloration, but it's always you in the center. That's the 9. That's you, right? In position, 3 is here. Oh, 6 is here. Look at that. Flux capacitor, right? Now, what do you got? Wings. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You got a hovering communication cycle. Teleportation line center line position location calculation. Sends out signals, right? Activates the core line center. Here we go. Sets out sonar, right? In position, sets up alpha waves. There you go. 3 line centers of alpha wave communication cycles all through position locations. One thing left in position line center is traveling through the 12 line center, a security line defense. Out through equation. There you go. So I wanted to show you how powerful it is just traveling. Everything that I do is already set up through operation. Okay? The one thing you don't want to get into is compromise, right? Because you're exposing yourself, right? You're mocking your interference line connection location of travel, especially if you don't box your system locations. Boxing is kind of like protecting where you can travel through. So the 7 can go over here to positions because it knows its equation, right? It's interesting to come to that, right? Traveling, right? Teleportation. And it goes right here. See how it travels? All through the connections of the Merca, the power line centers, the tesseracts, the tetrahedron locations, all through teleportation light system. Right? It's pretty amazing when you see these thing track connections. All right, so set things up in position line centers, take them out of track line centers, cruise units 1 and 2s, and everything through high line center of GFLs and Revine. Put them back in track line center and position locations. Get them in center operation line centers to planet surface and position location calculations. So, modification signals, you guys are back in track center. So, that's it. But I wanted to show you how you can do anything through equation location to a planet. You guys have to learn how to basically get into that system. But I thought it was very powerful when I went with my dad one time, and he says, okay, I need you to box trifactor to 7. So what does that mean? And I said, well, anything that you box, you can win. So it doesn't matter what area it comes in. As long as the horse comes in, you can win through the position locations, the levels of the travel positions of the sun, the communication programs of the moon, and everything through the position locations that you box is you through line connections of the physical line center of 1%. So it's very powerful how you get into mocking interference of 144 in track system location, right? So I'll show you again. All right. Okay. Show you on each page why it's so important to understand what's going on. You guys have to get positioned locations to your own atmosphere, to your own space, your own time, to your own sun, your own moon. Stay within your system. That's all you have to do. Focus that and stay in your heart. That's all you got to do. Stay in the heart in all level system. Yeah, it's a 10-4. So, okay. So, communication cycles, they get you guys set up for tomorrow morning to go through your planet's surface. We're going to set up an atom rotation system, get you into modification cycles to structural interference. We have to get you in high center, right, into system, to all divisions of a hologram structure. Okay? You guys have to learn how to do this yourself. And the only way to do that is to focus on yourself. Don't focus on anything else but you. Okay? All right. So, closing portals, line and position, location, and calculations. High center line can all levels. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Any questions or comments? Let me know. Great team, people.